Welcome back to Black Magic TV. And tonight, in the working title Den of Iniquity, we have my buddy Jay Rigsby with us.
What's
Hey
up?
Jay, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Um, Jay is a vanner,
Yep.
a drummer,
Yep.
and a father,
Yep.
and a newly in the industry car customizer.
Fuck yeah.
Um, let's talk about that. How long have you're working at Vintage Fab
Yep.
here in, I guess it's technically Independence that it's in?
Yep.
Independence,
Buckner.
Missouri. How long have you been there?
About 3 months now.
3 months. And prior to going there, what were you doing?
Before that, I was at a transmission shop doing R&R.
Okay, but
Move
you
and replace.
always worked on cars?
No, I did like driver. I've had a bunch of different jobs. Before that, I was doing like driver jobs for parts houses.
Okay.
Like I worked at KC Trans Parts and
Okay.
Advanced Auto and stuff.
So just like a progression through, like, from delivering parts to now
Yeah, actually working on cars.
working on cars.
And that was always the goal.
Was the goal to work in a custom shop, or was it just didn't know and kind of...
Still don't really know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just mostly working on cars in some way. Working on custom cars is preferred.
Yeah. What are you doing what do they have you doing up at the Fab, at Vintage Fab?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff really. Like painting small parts. I've been doing undercoats on cars.
Yeah.
Just kind of, and some like suspension work. Like
Right,
whatever they ask me to do.
Starting down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Are you interested in doing
Underground.
fab stuff, or are you interested more
would
in the
love to.
mechanical side?
I feel like I'm a little bit more suited for mechanic type stuff, but I love metal fabrication stuff too.
Yeah. And that's just a learned skill, really, no different than mechanics. Like,
Yeah.
you'll be able to pick that up, no problemo. Where did you grow up at, Jay?
Independence.
Independence. So
Yep.
you're one of those. Well, I guess Independence is like one a weird place because
Yeah.
you could like live in Kansas. You know what I mean? Like, it's so big
Right.
that
It
it's
is big.
like, there's so many different parts of it to where it's like, well,
Right.
shit, is this still independent? Like, I grew up in a town where, like, in less than 5 minutes, you've driven through the whole place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so
Yeah.
it's like weird because, like, you go to Independence, you're like, I'm still in Independence. Like,
Yeah, the Independence is a lot of different stuff. There's like kind of sketchy areas. There's nice areas.
yeah.
All kinds of people.
It's almost it's probably as big as Kansas City, really, almost.
Yeah, it's pretty damn big.
And you went to high school out there,
Yeah,
graduated. What, when did you really start? Because when I first met you, you were playing in a band, but you had a motorcycle. You had a Harley.
First Sportster.
When did you first get into car stuff?
I was probably like 18 or 19 probably when I first started really getting into stuff.
Is it something? Is someone in your family into it, or
Yeah.
was it? So like you got it from someone else?
Yeah, so my dad was a mechanic when I was growing up, and like we kind of had a weird relationship too, though, because he did hard drugs.
Okay.
So yeah, like basically when he was around, I didn't really want to work on cars because I didn't want to be like him.
Yeah.
But then yeah, later on in life, like I kind of came back to it, I guess, or felt more drawn to it
Yeah.
and started working on stuff.
Is your dad? Is your dad in your life now?
No, he passed away.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. I can relate that the industry is definitely at not so much anymore, but it used to be pretty heavily like to go to work and do drugs all day.
Yeah.
Was not an odd thing.
No,
you know what I
not-
mean?
not
It's
at all.
fucked up, but like
Yeah.
I engaged in it for a lot of years. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it was just sort of like if you got around the wrong guys
Right.
and the wrong kind of place where they just like didn't care, you know what I mean? Then you could you could do that. You could,
Yeah,
if you could hold your shit together good enough to get the job done. They really, there was a time where they did not care what you did, you know.
Yeah.
What was the first? Because you had the El Camino, right? You had an El
Yeah, I
Camino.
had that El
one
Camino.
TM. Is that the first thing you got that you would call an older car or something?
Actually, I had an '84 G20.
Okay.
That was that tan one. That's what I really started like working on a lot and like really enjoying and trying to customize and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much where it all started.
Is that when you were like 18, 19?
Yeah, right around there.
So right after high school, you picked that up. And
Yeah.
did you do anything to it? Did you?
Nothing crazy. I like built a bed for the back of it and
Yeah.
just kind of maintained it. You know, did small stuff like replaced the fuel pump and kept it on the road. And
Right,
everything.
right. What ended up happening to that guy?
I sold it.
Yeah, well,
and of course I
yeah.
regret it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, basically like I was changing the starter one day and like whenever I went to put everything back together, I hooked up the battery in the wrong fucking order and it like blew a fusible link and I could never find where it was.
oh
like, where's the
shit! So you were just never in.
So it never ran again.
Yeah.
I ended up selling it.
Yeah, I got somebody who's right now dealing with the problem with a fuel pump like that, where they can't figure out why their their fuel pump is just like nothing that they're doing will make their fuel pump work.
Yeah, electrical shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anything about it's complicated.
It's not the best. So then after that, was that El Camino time? Was that? Give me the rundown of
So yeah, I had that. And then I got the red Sportster.
Okay.
That was my first bike, and that's the one I got in the accident on.
Right.
Then after that, I got that blue bike, the blue Ironhead. Then I got Andy's bike, and then same time got the El Camino, and then got the van now.
Right.
The
And you
hubcap.
traded the.
Andy's Evo for the
You
van,
traded
yeah,
that
with
Evo
Ty.
Sportster that you had to Ty for the van that
Right.
you have now.
Yep.
And tell us about the van you have now.
So it's a 1978 Chevy G20 hopcap conversion.
Survivor.
Survivor, yep. And it's got the motor from the El Camino in it. So the
Right.
305 and then 350 transmission.
And did you sell the El Camino shell, or do you still
Yeah, I
have
did.
it? Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
sold it to fund parts for the van, pretty
Right.
much.
And the van, our mysterious friend from Pittsburgh, Kansas, Jason Brunskill, he
Yeah.
helped you.
Yeah.
He's helped you a lot with the van. And you put the motor in it. Have you done anything else to it? Have you? You kind of did some interior stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, I've like added some little things and just kind of fixed it up.
Right.
But basically just drove the shit out of it.
Yeah,
ever
but it
since I got the
still
motor
it
in
still has that bitchin'. Jay's van still has the original. If you know vans, you'll know it has the original hopcap tags on it, and it has like this like yellowish, orangish, tannish, brownish paint job, and it's got like castle scenes on it and like
Yeah,
old
fuck yeah.
airbrushing. It's really bitchin'. It does have. Just like most of those, the bottom sections are starting to
Yeah.
rot away.
Yeah.
But
it's crusty.
yeah, it happens.
But trusty.
Yeah, crusty but trusty.
Yeah.
When did you start playing drums? Because I know that you're a musician and you've played in some bands.
Yeah, I was probably like 11 or 12 when I first started playing drums. And it was for my birthday, and my mom took me to Toys R Us. I was
Oh,
like, you can pick
nice.
out whatever you want. And they had a first act drum set. And so I got that. And at the time, we were living in a duplex, though. So we had like people living on top of us. So I couldn't play the drums inside the house because it was too fucking loud.
Right.
So like for a while, I would take the drums out into our backyard and set them up and play the drums out there until the neighbors started complaining. And we had a 40 Econoline with a high top on it. And so I ended up setting the drums up in the van and playing drums in it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think you've told me that before.
Yeah, and so that's how I first that was my first experience with vans, is playing drums in one.
Yeah, that's probably where the love of them started. You
Yeah.
know, was from playing. When you're playing music, you're living inside of one, basically playing music.
Yeah.
What was the first band you were in?
I think it was a band with Ulysses called Keeping On.
Hardcore band.
No. Like alternative rock, I guess is what you'd call it.
Okay.
I don't really know, but yeah.
And How long did you know Ulysses for?
Good while, probably like 6 or 7 years,
Okay.
something like that. We met through skating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when did he move here?
I don't know. It's kind of I actually ran into him. It was funny because like I had skated with him a few times, and then he moved back to Dodge.
Yeah.
Like didn't hear from him for a few years, and then one day I was at like Westport Middle skating the ledges there, and he just randomly fucking pulled up.
Right.
And was like there to skate, and I was like, "What's up, man?" Like, and then we just
Yeah.
started kicking it a lot after that.
Because I met him much later than that. I met him. Well, I wasn't sober yet because I was working at the bar. So I met him like right around the time he turned 21. Because I remember when he decided he wanted to drink.
Oh yeah.
After like basically being straight edge, and he's pretty deep into his Christianity and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like always funny because one day I told him, I was like, "Hey man, I just don't think you're good at this. Like you shouldn't. Like
Yeah.
you got drunk and just bought a hotel room 4 blocks from your house.
He
Like
did
you
some wild
probably
shit.
don't need to like.
Yeah.
You should probably just go back to not doing this." He was a rad dude.
He was, yeah, and he honestly is kind of who got me into choppers, because whenever 6 Over first came out and he was like first getting into choppers,
Yeah.
he like came over and like made me watch it pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a rad thing because you guys are. Because how old are you now?
26.
26, right? Yeah. So shit. I guess I probably met you before you were 21 too at some point.
Yeah, I wasn't. Whenever we were doing Sons of Morning, I wasn't 21 yet.
Right. Yeah, you were still.
I was like probably 20 or 19, something like that.
Right. Right. Yeah, because that was.
2016.
Yeah, you guys were going like definitely right before I got sober. You guys were. Because that's when I was hanging out with John when we cut Ulysses' bike up.
Yeah.
Would have been like right after that. But I had known John from before then too. Because he would show up. He used to take photos. Andrew said he would like, that's when he was doing photography and stuff.
Yeah.
The man of, that guy's done so much. I can't even keep up with it.
Yeah, he gave me
anymore.
the intake for the van too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rules.
Yeah.
What'd you put on it? What is it?
It's just a stock intake, but the old one, like the fucking bolt for the thermostat housing broke off in it.
Oh, shit.
And I tried to like do the retractor thing, you know?
Yeah.
And broke the fucking bed off in it.
Didn't come off. Yeah.
Yep.
I've done that plenty of times. How long, because Alex moved back to Dodge City, Alex and Cindy, and
Yeah.
Alex was the guitar player
Yep.
for Sons of Morning, and then Andy was the bass player.
Yep.
And does Andy even have a bike or anything anymore? Or?
No, he actually just got rid of all his shit.
Yeah, he's just like a full-blown like union guy that plays hockey, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and he's been working out now too.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's getting swole. He's like
Full-blown
5
Tommy.
inches shorter than me and weighs like 40 more pounds.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he's getting swole.
Oh, man. That's odd. He used to be like way into all that stuff.
Yeah, he might get back into it.
Yeah, it happens. It's like crazy because like you join the union and shit, and then it's like, oh, you have enough money to pay for this hobby now, dude. Like,
yeah, no, he doesn't do it. Yeah.
No, yeah, you just give it all up and start playing hockey.
Yeah.
Did he play hockey before?
No, I think it's a new thing for him.
Yeah, that's like kind of odd. Like that's an odd thing I feel like to get into, like late onset. I'm gonna play ice hockey as an adult.
Switched it up.
It doesn't sound fun, but I'm old, so I like don't.
Yeah.
I don't even like people talk about. Somebody is like, "Hey, you skateboard or something?" I was like, "No, absolutely not. Like I'm not. I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
I'll fall down and hurt myself. I got heart problems, guy. I can't be fucking."
No, he used to skate too, and he was good.
Yeah.
He still could jump on a skateboard and skate better than I can.
Yeah, you guys probably all came from that world of like skate parks and skating and music.
That's really where it all starts, yeah. At least for me it was.
See, for me, we were like, in high school, we were like, it was like about drag racing. And
Yeah,
like
that's tight.
what was fast then is not fast now.
Right.
But like it was just like whatever the fuck you could get your hands on is what you made fast.
that's
so I had
sick.
like a Honda that we like put this Japanese spec motor in, and like put
Damn.
all this shit on short throw shifters and
Yeah.
NSD and all this shit, and I used to bracket race, but that's what we were into. And then later on, I mean, I bought like a 67 or 69 Chevy
Mhm.
short bed for that was like a daily driver for me. I bought that for like
Fuck yeah, dude.
$2,000 when I was 18. Now you couldn't like the
Yeah,
trucks. They're like
expensive now.
$10,000.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely expensive.
But back then you could still get your hands on something old and crusty for a really good price that you could just get in and drive. So then it started there, and then over time it was like, okay, I got this buddy, his dad and his uncle build shit, and I started hanging out with them. Then they started showing me how to weld and do all this
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
And then
sick.
one day his uncle's like, hey man, like you should go to this school and like really
Damn.
get into it. So then that's what I just did
Fuck
that.
yeah,
I went to school. And
Yeah, that's tight.
since then, all I've done is work in body shops and shit.
Hell yeah.
Now look at me now.
Yeah, dude.
What do you have any plans with the van on what you're gonna do?
Oh yeah, plenty of plans. I mean, it still needs a lot of shit. Basically, it's like a reliable driver now, and I drive it pretty much every day. But eventually, I do want to get the rust fixed on it, and then like undercoat the frame and stuff. And I've been doing it at work now, so I'm like pretty sure I could do it myself.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like the interior, I want to build a wall actually. In between,
Yeah.
there's like those two windows. There's like a perfect spot where it could line up right. Like build a little cove wall type deal with the bed in the
For
back.
sure.
Yeah.
Did you name
And the grill swap.
Did you? Oh yeah, you got that early
Yeah.
grill to do. Did you? Have you named the van?
I haven't. I really have been trying to think of names for it, but I don't know.
We just named the Dodge.
Yeah. What'd you
Yeah,
name
Nico came up with it. Lochnar.
it? Nice.
Lochnar is like the evil guy. It's like this green orb from the movie Heavy Metal.
Fuck yeah, that's
So I was like, yeah, I'll go with that. But I'm gonna do the same thing. I want to build a wall. I want put kind of big sphere in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have that be the pass through to like a bed area.
Yeah.
You know, do all the old shit, the cabinet and
Yeah.
I'm trying to find shag carpet, but I don't know if anybody still
Yeah.
technically makes shag carpet.
I would probably replace mine if I could find some. Give me the
Yeah.
opportunity because it's pretty fucking old and nasty, but
Yeah, but you could deep clean it.
yeah.
If you could get a hold of somebody that has like one of those steam cleaners, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could steam clean that thing. And,
Yeah.
like,
It'd
where
be
they
worth
shoot the
doing.
water in it and
Mhm.
suck it out, you know?
It's pretty cool. It's like it's faded from the sun and shit, so it's like kind of more of like a tan color now. But back in the day, I'm pretty sure it was pretty much orange, like the body of the van.
Oh,
was.
I'm sure it was. I
Yeah.
undoubtedly they probably bought that by the truckload, that orange
Yeah.
shag. What shit, I had a brain fart there. You do. It's cool because like now that you have that, you got the baby, you got your little one, you
Yeah.
got your old lady, and now you guys can all go.
Yeah.
Before you guys you
We're
and your
not
old
all
lady
gonna
were
go
on the
on-
bike. Now you
Yeah.
guys can all get into the van together and go to
Yeah.
car shows and stuff.
Yeah, that was a big thing whenever I traded the bike, was like getting something that we can all enjoy and shit.
Yeah.
And like really wanting another fucking van.
Yeah, and she seems to enjoy going out to stuff with you.
Yeah, no, yeah, she loves vans. I mean, basically, we kind of met in a van type deal, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how long have you guys been together?
It's been a while. I think it's like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, I think so. I think you guys probably been right. Yeah, it would have been like not a little before then when I met you, because you weren't
Right.
with her when we first met. No, that's awesome. Now you guys are married, right? You got
Yep.
married?
Yep.
Shit, dude.
Living the grown up life.
Yeah, I'm still not doing
Kinda.
that. I'm here with my miniature dog and my stylish
Yeah.
apartment in the ghetto.
Yeah, man. That's what's up.
Yeah. What have you been playing music at all?
Yeah, I still play drums and play bass and stuff. Not in like any bands or anything, but just on my own.
Yeah.
Just kinda
Is
do it on my own.
there any music you've been listening to that you're digging on?
I mean, not a lot of new stuff, but recently I got real into fucking Leonard Skinner.
Oh yeah.
Especially the old 70s performances and stuff, because they're so good live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch the performances and shit.
Yeah, those are great records. Second Helping's really cool. There's like
Yeah.
an extended version of that album I like a lot. Have you got? Well, then that will lead you into like Molly Hatchet.
Yeah, I love Molly Hatchet.
And then you like deep dive into like all the other southern rock stuff from around then.
Yeah, it's sick too because Francis, my son, he's like a little fucking rocker. He likes all the same music I like pretty much, and like
yeah. I got so wore out that I started venturing off, and it was like I have to find new music to listen to. Like I can't just keep going the way I've been going. Yeah, it was getting crazy. I was just like. I mean, I still love it all, but it's like, okay, there has to be something new.
Yeah.
So I've been venturing off trying to find new bands that I like. It hasn't been that successful of a mission, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same. I'm like weird. I don't use Spotify or anything. I just look up shit on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm like...
Keenan and I had this whole talk yesterday about how, like, we think Spotify is so awesome because you can find so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I should probably start using it.
You would dig it. I think you would dig it because it's cool. It's real cool. There's like this band called Idols. They've been around for a while. They're from England. I like them a lot. Excuse me. There's this band, the Viagra Boys, that are like really good, like weird punk rock stuff. And there's this band. I have the record. The guys at the record store turned me on to. It's like Chubby and. I can't remember the name of it. I listened to it once so far, but it's really good. Some like German, like they call it punk rock, but it really just sounds like super fast 50s rock and roll, which I guess is just punk rock, really. But it was really cool. Like that stoner rock stuff has just gotten like not saturated, but it's just like you realize that like, oh, this is why this music comes in waves.
For real,
because it's after a while, it's just like, oh, this is all the same.
Yeah, it's hard to do new stuff with it. I really like Death Chant.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're kind of like I said, they're kind of doomy, but mostly just like 70s rock style stuff. Or there's another band called Resin. They're kind of like a atmospheric doom band, you know, kind of like got some Pink Floyd type
like
shit.
Resin, like like. Yeah, there's this band Bongzilla's playing. Bongzilla. I saw the other day at the record bar in Lawrence somewhere. I don't remember where they're playing. Yeah, Bongzilla was always good. They were good live. Mothership was good. And they've been playing again. It's weird, ever since... Yeah, I'm fucking wore out today. Ever since the pandemic, it's just like... It just seems like it's difficult to actually find a show to go to lately. Like,
yeah,
there hasn't been a lot I want to see. Or there was like shit that they announced like when there was still all the, like the stipulations.
Right.
You know
like
what I mean? Like Idols played Truman, but when you could buy the tickets, it was like you must be vaccinated, and you must do this, and you must have these credentials. And I was like, fuck, man. I was like, I don't have any of that shit.
Right.
And like, I'm not going to drop $200 to see this band because the tickets were like, I think they're like $50 or $60. So I was like, oh, if I go, I'll buy a couple more for friends.
Yeah.
But it's like, I can't spend that money. I can't even spend $50 just to get, in my head, I was like, I'm going to get to the door and they're going to be like, you, sir, can go fuck yourself.
You can't do it, man.
And then the concert came around and it was like just like free for all. There was like people spitting in each other's mouths, basically, according to the photos I saw. And I'm like, God, jeez, I could have just went to that.
Yeah.
Like
that shit was kind of funny. It's like you gotta wear a mask unless you're like eating or drinking, then you're good. You don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah, I still don't understand any of it. And like, if you ask anyone about the logic behind it, they just get mad at you and call you like a Republican. And it's like, well, I don't care about any of that. I'm just curious about like what makes a piece of fucking cloth over my face protect me, you know. And I went to see my cardiologist the other day and at the hospital they were like super militant, and then the other day it was like there's just a sign, there's no longer a table. It went from being like someone there to be like, let me see your temperature. Well, I'll fucking wear a mask. And then it was like, then there was just like a table with some shit on it.
Right.
And then it's like, now it's down to where there's like not even free masks. It's just like, if you fucked up, put a mask on.
Right. It's like, funny though, you'll still see random people like wearing masks. Just like going in the store and stuff.
Oh, I see them every day. Every day I see them and I'm just like, man, how can you? There's a couple of the coffee shops. Like, coffee shops are heavy heavy vibes of people wearing
Yeah.
masks still,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it was a weird time. It was you could find a lot of shit saying contradicting stuff, and like I didn't really ever know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, me either, man. They who knows? I don't think anyone knows what
Yeah.
was going on, to be honest with
For
you,
real.
Jay. And I don't think we ever will. Like,
Probably
here's
not.
one thing I know: if you're looking for the truth, oh man,
Yeah, they're
that's
not
like
gonna give it
asking
to you.
somebody what's right.
Yeah, for real.
Well, I guess it depends on who you ask. 'Cause
Yep.
one person says one thing and one says another. I've always just been like, oh, if you just be cool to everyone and like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna harsh on you if you don't harsh on me.
Yeah.
know?
For real. That goes a long way. Instead of like, I don't know, trying to kick people out or whatever. Like,
Or just hating
fucking-
on somebody. It's just hating.
Yeah.
It's like those same people that like power trip off that are like,
Yeah.
you see them. It's like, oh, like you've never stood up for yourself before, and now someone's telling you that you have this power, so you're
Yeah.
like going like, fuck yeah. bro. And I'm sure a lot of those people were like they've probably reeled it back in.
Yeah,
but-
chilled out a little bit.
Oh, I got screamed at during the whole deal. During the whole pandemic, I basically just drove around in my Chevy
Yeah.
van and just like was like consistently like kind of baked and was just like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah. it was
Like
really
real
fucking weird.
eerie, like, you know what I mean? I'd be
Yeah.
like, well, car people are still doing all the car people shit, so I'll start doing that, you
Yeah.
know. And then there are like people who like absolutely were just like,
Wouldn't fucking go outside.
well, there's those, and then there's people on the way farther extreme.
Oh, yeah.
Who were like doing crazy shit, and then it's like,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh yeah, but like those are always like the most, those were the most unhealthiest people,
Right,
right?
for real,
Like,
yeah.
And then they all start dying, and it's like,
Yeah.
I can't believe this guy died. And it's like, well, he weighed like 700 pounds. He
Yeah.
literally ate McDonald's every day,
Yeah.
and it's like, come on, man. Like, what did you think was you? This guy was about to die already and just didn't know it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so yeah, did he get some weird disease and like get fucked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Probably was gonna happen. I got it. It
Yeah,
sucked.
that's
I
the
got.
thing,
Well, I
that's
didn't get it till like Christmas this last year.
Yeah. I don't even know if I've had it yet or not.
Yeah, I survived.
I've been sick, though.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty fucked up. Like, I had like a crazy fever. I was having like fever dreams,
Damn.
and then like
Yeah.
it lasted. It was just like a flu, really.
But
It
that's
lasted
the thing,
a few
yeah.
days.
It's like the flu. Regular people die from the fucking flu, too. Like healthy people.
Dude, people
It
dying.
just, shit happens. It just
Shit
depends.
happens, dude.
Yeah.
It really does. I had a heart attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
That's
crazy.
gnarly.
Yeah, it's wild. The whole thing's wild. Like that, it really makes you know. Like when you get older, you realize like, oh yeah, no. Like, fuck the. Oh, you could be walking down the street and someone runs you over. Well, yeah, no duh. But like,
Yeah.
what you don't realize is like, oh, that shit you're putting in your body like accumulates. And then
Right,
one
yeah,
day
dude.
you just go, ha! We can't take it anymore, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I tell people don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs are not. Drugs are cool, but they aren't cool.
Yeah. Drugs are cool, but they gotta be careful.
Yeah, drugs are cool as long as you know what you're taking, and also like you have the capacity to like stop.
Yeah.
But like when it came to like drugs, I'm talking about like weed.
Yeah, you're
I'm
doing
talking about
some-
like
yeah.
drugs.
Other shit.
Like
yeah.
I did not have
Yeah.
the power to stop. like,
Right.
ever.
Yeah. That's why I'm like pretty skeptical about trying anything new. Like I smoke weed. Regrettably, I smoke cigarettes, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, don't take some advice, dog. Like, it's in you.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
yep.
in you. Like,
Yeah, I know.
It's in me. Like,
Right.
looking back, like the signs were there. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy and this
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, just don't even flirt with
Yeah,
that
I don't fuck
because
with
it'll
it.
grab you up. It'll grab you up, and that's the last thing you want to do is fucking.
Yeah,
You know.
I try to play it safe.
I've always said it like don't like try not to repeat your childhood.
Yeah, that's
right?
a
Like,
huge thing. Yeah,
and that would almost go for anybody because I don't think there's anybody like from like your generation or my generation really that was like it was fucking perfect. And if they
Yeah.
are, they're very few and far between.
right. Everyone's got some shit.
Oh, for sure, dude. Like when you're not like we don't come from wealthy people, bro. Like,
No,
maybe that's
definitely
like
not.
wealthy people things, but I'm pretty sure they have like
That
a
has their
shit
own
time
problems
in
too, yeah.
in their own way, right?
Yeah,
But
just
like
different problems.
poor people problems is like a different thing. Like
Yeah.
that's poor people problems what you were
Yeah.
talking about earlier. Like
Yeah.
yeah. Like that's not tight shit. But that's what happens, and that's what I do. Like I just go, okay, well, with my kid, like it's not.
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna do what I thought wasn't tight.
Yeah, that was a huge thing. I mean, I was straight edge all the way like through high school just because I knew that it was a bad idea to fuck with drugs and like alcohol pretty much, and like didn't fuck with anything. And then once I got older and stuff, then like I've been very like careful about what I mess with and like
Oh yeah.
try to be smart about decisions.
Well, yeah, and we got plenty of friends, and plenty of people.
Yeah.
And, I mean, fuck, some of the guys you work with, you could ask them because some of them dudes just battled it out over the years too.
Yeah,
you know
for real.
I mean? So like, it's like it never ends good. Like that's what I
No.
always tell people. They're like hindsight after I, spent a lot of time being a knucklehead and doing crimes and shit. It's like, oh, this doesn't end well for anyone. You either like make a bunch of money and spend it all in the court legal system, or you like are fucked up on drugs and you barely make you make enough money to like support your habit and like stay alive, but it always ends up in the same place. You're either gonna die or you're gonna be in jail. There's no like fairy tale ending for like drug dealing and criming,
For real.
Or
unless you're lucky enough to get out of it, dude, like you did.
Well, yeah, that's the only way, like, that you get out. You know what I mean? If you stay in, it's not like there's some magic guy that's like, and I lived out my days with all these riches. Like, no, man. Like, somebody's coming at some point. Somebody's coming.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. What, well, we were talking... World of Wheels is this weekend.
Yep.
Big car show. They do it all over the country. And you told me you had never gone before.
Nope, never been.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
And your work, because I've met the owner, Bobby. I've met him, but I know Derek very well.
Yeah.
Derek and I have been friends a long time. And I know Zippy. I think Zippy's still there.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, Josh. He probably doesn't go by Zippy anymore.
He's got it like on his gloves and shit.
Yeah. That's his old biker bar name, Zip.
Yeah.
But what's it like? Well, like, are you anticipating anything for going for the first time? Are you?
I'm just excited to see what's up there and just look at people's work.
Right, yeah, because you said that it's kind of working on at the shop these last 3 months is like open your eyes to like, just because I don't like that doesn't mean it's not like tight. You know what I mean?
No, it's just crazy the amount of work that goes into show cars and like high caliber show cars. Like I was doing the intake tube for that blue Mustang that we're not able to bring. But I spent close to 40 hours on it. It's just like somebody who's not there anymore had fabricated it, and it was kind of bumpy, and I had to like put Bondo on it and then paint it. And then like the Bondo and paint shit just like kept fucking up, and like I had to retry it. And I spent a long ass fucking time on it. And it's like a tiny little part of the fucking whole car.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like people, you could spend hours doing like just fucking polishing shit.
Oh yeah, hundreds of hours go into them.
Yeah.
Sometimes thousands.
Yeah.
People don't really realize it, and you don't know until you get in there and you realize, like,
idea.
oh, like I have to take every bolt. Like, wait until they come to you with like baggies of bolts,
and have
right?
to fucking sandblast them, yeah.
No, and you have to polish them.
Oh yeah.
At this one shop that Zip and I worked at together, I used to have to polish grade 8 bolts, dude.
That's wild.
And if you burn them, it polishes the zinc all the way off, so you have to throw that one away and start over.
Damn. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah. It's not tight.
No.
At all. No, I'm excited to like see you up there tomorrow because it's gonna be like it's cool that it's your first time and you're taking the old lady.
We're all going up.
That's cool. I'm gonna go tonight and I'll be there all weekend hanging out. fucking know everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After this many years in the game,
Yeah.
I went up there last night to like take some test footage so I
Uh-huh.
could like figure out the camera settings beforehand. And I got like 5 feet in the door, and there was like the dude who got me started building cars
Oh,
was
damn,
there, like
that's
hanging
sick.
out drinking beers.
Yeah.
And I just ended up talking to them so long. I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's like 9 o'clock now, guys. Like, I gotta go get some footage real quick before we call this kibosh." You know what I mean? And you and I and a few other friends are gonna start a club, an organization.
Yeah.
We should just call it a gang.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
This is an automotive gang.
Yeah.
Like, nobody does that. Everybody goes the other route where we're like, we're not a gang. It's like, no, we're a fucking gang, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
The Technicolor Nights. I have one buddy who said that shit's lame. It is not lame.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's cool.
I think it's cool.
And it fits, dude. I got castles on my van and shit.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Jason's into it and a few other friends. I was a member of a club before, and that went poorly.
Yeah.
Due to my...
At this point, I've only heard bad things. Honestly.
Yeah. That ruled for a while, and then when the guy who started it died, it, like, degraded into, like, not the same thing. But everything changes, right? And it just became, like, not... It was, like... It had this, like... It's almost like a guru or, like, a cult leader. He was, like, that, like...
That's fucking weird.
Like, that... He was,
hopefully
like...
that doesn't happen to us.
No, but not in the bad sense. But, like, he was that, like... He drew, like... creative people to him, you know what I mean? And then he would spark your creativity. He would have like these wild ideas about shit, and then he would tell you about it, which would get you thinking, and you'd be like, oh shit, like,
yeah, that's tight.
we could do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like very good at like facilitating people around him who were also creatives, who like when put together, he had this like magic. We had a magic potion at one time of like all these super creative people, and then like I got fucked up on drugs. Yeah. I mean, that's hands down what happened with me. And I got thrown out because I was a wild boy, dude. Yeah. Like, I was doing wild things.
Yeah.
I was doing, like, way wild things.
They're
and
wait, you're actually
and then eventually it became, like, I'm not going to listen to a fucking word any of you say. Go fuck yourselves. Yeah. And then they, like, threw me out. And I was just like, oh, yeah, this ain't tight at all. Whatever. Yeah. But then it's just like, yeah, probably better off.
Shit gets weird sometimes.
Oh, shit gets weird. I hope it gets weird. I'm cool with that. Let it get as weird as ever. But then it'll be good. It'll be, I'm stoked to, like, I'm glad to see you, like, getting into doing this for a career.
Yeah, dude.
Because we definitely need more people in the industry. But, like, you're learning. You're motivated to work on stuff. Yeah. Like, you're down to, like, you know, also your family's involved. And, like, they're cool with it. And that's a big thing, man. Like, if your old lady ain't into it, then,
it'd be
like,
a lot harder.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost impossible, man.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible. I see so many people, they struggle, and it's like, dude, you can't even, your wife won't even come to a car show with you? Like,
no,
that seems
she's
wild
definitely down. She's going to help me do resin shit for the van, too.
Yeah.
I want to make some little, like, valve stem caps and, like, maybe some other trinkets
cool.
and shit.
Yeah, dude, during the pandemic, I taught myself how to make molds and cast, and I had like a whole pressure pot I built and shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Just so I could make parts. It's an interesting thing. It's one of those things where like I don't use it that often, but it's like you know, it's a tool it's
cool to have.
That like if I want to, like, I could take the taillights and I could modify a taillight and cast
a lot of cool
it and
shit
make.
You can do,
yeah, you can do whatever you want, and it's not even just with resin, like with epoxy resin, but like, you know, there's like this shit that Jimmy Flintstone uses to make those shift knobs, and I have some of those where it's like that cream colored stuff, and it's like,
you have to tell me more about that.
Oh yeah, I've never used it. I need to ask him what it is because I've been wondering, because I have this Playboy Bunny cake pan, and I want to make a silicone mold of it so I can cast these paintable versions of it so I can paint them up crazy. Well, shit, man, it's fucking Friday in Kansas City, and I think we've covered a lot. You guys, you're gonna be, Jay's gonna start being around more, and he's gonna start coming and helping me on some of the stuff I'm working on. We've talked about that. So you're gonna see Jay in like you're gonna see Jay in action soon while we work on the Dodge, which I'm stoked on. I want to get everybody rallied to like. I have like one more like thing I'm doing for a customer, and then it's like all my free time is just that Dodge.
Fuck yeah.
I painted some bike parts for a guy. I got to finish them up, but
fair enough.
They're almost done. And then I got Jerry's fucking chopper.
Yeah.
That whole
fiasco.
Tell everybody your Instagram.
It's at Willard J. Rigsby.
At Willard J. Rigsby on the gram. You could go look up Sons of Morning. MOURNING. Which is your old band.
Yep.
And Alex actually, he's got a band now called, what's it called? Aether?
He's got another one called Stull, and that one's going to be really fucking sick.
Okay. So is he playing guitar in that band?
Yeah, he's playing guitar in that band, and it's kind of like doom rock.
I'm stoked to hear that. I always thought it's hilarious to me that he like moved back to Dodge and then started playing drums in a band immediately. When he was like,
I just went and saw him last weekend playing.
I tried to get out there and I just couldn't. I was so worn out at the end of the day. I couldn't.
Yeah, he killed it, man. This band killed it.
Yeah, I heard it was good. Somebody else was there. I think maybe my sister had been by there. She lives out there. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, and then maybe soon we'll get old
Jason.
I'm trying to get Jason. I tried to get Jason to do it. He's all weird. He didn't like being on camera when we were down there already.
Yeah. Shout out to Jason. He's the
one
that really. He opened the door for me on working on shit for real.
Oh yeah.
Because he helped me with that motor. Like it boosted my confidence so much.
Yeah.
And definitely like wouldn't be where I am without him.
Oh wait, here we go, baby. You're gonna start going to work on Monday after hanging out with me and being like, oh yeah, I can do that now.
Yep.
I'm gonna have you up there welding and all kinds of stuff. We're gonna get crazy. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and then we will catch you all next time.
Later.